Welcome to the Cool Fireman Podcast, a virtual firehouse kitchen table with What's a Rolfie, Unky, Fireman 1231, JDB Cubed, and Fireman Freddy. Let's get to the show. Hey y'all, welcome back. It's been a while. Everybody, I popped in here and everyone looked around and says, "Can we help you?" So
welcome back, Nicholas.
Yeah, been wide open. So Boy Scouts, Harrison's now in the troop. We sold 78 barbecue plates. So thanks for everybody who helped across y'all, the TikTok, social media, and fellow coworkers and all that. But how are y'all been? What's been happening with y'all?
We good. We good over here. It's been raining like cats and dogs in California. I don't know if you've heard, but our state's underwater.
And Michigan got snow.
Probably.
Yeah. It's been nice here in the South, in God's country.
It's so funny, Matt. Yeah, you're underwater now, Matt, but in a couple of months, you'll be like, oh, God, don't turn your garden hose on.
Yeah. We'll be in a drought again.
Yeah.
We're getting just enough rain to make those weeds for them to die off again. And then we have the biggest brush fire season you've ever seen.
Yeah. It's kind of drying out here. It rained yesterday, but it's dried out some. I hope it stays dry. We got some rain coming this weekend, but I got a ball tournament this weekend. So I know my girls are excited about playing ball this weekend.
So when do the mudslides start? You got all this rain. When they start?
Good question.
Before or after a bad fire season?
Yeah, after a bad fire season. We didn't have a bad fire season this last summer. It wasn't bad at all. So we do some pre-post stuff with our state rigs for the rain, but we had firemen up north digging people out of their houses with snow shovels. So they had, Mammoth, which is probably about 7 hours from me north, had, don't quote me, but I think it's damn near 700 inches of snow this winter.
Jeez. I saw somebody, I don't know where it was at, but it was a picture of a ski resort, and the snow was basically up to almost the cables on the ski lift. So, I mean, just way too much. Yeah,
it shut down multiple resorts because they couldn't dig it out fast enough.
Well, shouldn't that be good for your summer, though, because you're going to have more snow melt runoff now?
Yeah. So we should have plenty of water. But, I mean, there's reservoirs that feed, my county that are damn near full now, which is cool, so that's good. So, yeah.
So it's got nowhere to go.
Right. So, and it's always been a problem in California for the past forever, for as long as I've known, that the farmers never have enough water. Huh?
For the past forever.
For the past forever.
That's what you said, yeah.
Hey, quote that.
Yeah, that's what you said, for the past forever.
Yeah, for as long as I can remember, you see signs on like 395 and 15, the huge billboards that are paid for by the farmers. It says, California treats its farmers incorrectly. We need water and all this stuff. So
I didn't know anything about that stuff. When I lived in Idaho, I learned a lot about how the snow melt and everything. And they have, the irrigation systems, the way they work in Idaho is, you have these, y'all probably have them in California too, these ditches of sorts that certain times of the year you get your access to your water to water your property, and it's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway,
y'all get from the Colorado River, the Hoover Dam system.
Yeah, I mean we're not that complex, at least that I know of, Doug. As far as certain ditches open at certain times, but of course they always threaten us. You can only water your grass 1 day a week or 2 times a week. It has to be during this time and during the morning, obviously, so it saturates better without the sun out and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, so it doesn't burn.
Yeah, sure. So what are we talking about today, Nicholas?
So
Nicholas,
something we ain't touched on and something that can drive somebody up a dang wall. Let's talk about bunk room etiquette.
All right.
Because sleep is important to everybody, and none of us have a proper sleep pattern.
Not at all.
Not at all. Even at home, you wake up in the middle of the night when you hear the microwave go off or just whatever. You ever just wake up at home and don't know where you're at? Think you're at work?
Yes.
Or you're at work and you're like, oh, what am I on? I'm on engine.
I wake up at home and I look at the ceiling and I'm looking for the red lights.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about bunk room etiquette? I don't understand.
Well, you got some guys who go to bed early and some guys who go to bed like me. I don't go to bed until about midnight. Or I don't get I might get into bed, but I might not get ready for sleep until like past midnight. But I know a lot of fire stations, they're going to the concept of private bunk rooms. Some are sticking with the open bunk concept. Some still have bunk beds. So my question to y'all is, what time is quiet time, and how can you be courteous to your bunkmates, your neighbors, anything like that? I'll give you a prime example. I was downtown. I was at a fire station for 6 years with an open bunk concept. You just had like the concrete. Doug, I think it's similar to set up yours. You got the concrete barricades.
Yeah, it's like a 4.5, 5 foot tall concrete barricade or block. Yeah.
Block. You got like a little, I don't know,
like Chicago Fire.
Yeah. Y'all bunk the lockers and everything are in the same bunk, so you smell everybody's dirty laundry, everybody's nasty socks, underbreeches or whatever. So
y'all smell corn chips?
Yeah.
I know as far as my department goes, all of our newer construction is going to private bunk rooms. Excuse me. And like completely separate bath and shower facilities. Like our newest station has all separate bunks. And it's kind of like 6 or 7 different separate bathrooms. Like it's completely isolated. My rookie station on the Converse had a bunk room style open bunk, and the lockers were in that room with it. Towards the end of my time there, I kind of redesigned the bunk room a little bit and shifted the lockers around to where you could actually get into your locker and still not upset. Because it used to be the lockers were beside the bed you slept in. Now, guys, if you had a rough night or whatever, guys are sleeping in, if you don't take your uniform home, which I don't carry, I try to carry as little as possible home. When they get to work, they'll dress at work. Well, you couldn't get to your locker because there's a guy sleeping there. My current station, we have the open dormitory style sleeping, but again, we've got like the 4.5, 5 foot block walls to divide the beds, and our locker room is separate. So we don't really, I don't think we have any stations now other than my rookie station number 2, to where the lockers, or 12, I know, is where the lockers are in the bunk room. But that's why at stations like that, most guys will go ahead and get up by 7 regardless of the night. As far as etiquette goes, I go after we dinner around 6 o'clock. We're pretty, all of us are kind of creatures by habit, 12 and 6, right?
Yeah.
So after dinner at about 7, after we get our hour, whatever, we joke about that. I'll take my shower, and then I'll make my bed. I want my bed made by 8 o'clock. And that's kind of what I expect of everybody in the house, is to have your bed made no later than 9, because of the guys who do go to bed early. There's nothing worse than you're trying to sleep and there's a guy coming in, beating and banging around, trying to make his bed with his flashlight on or, whatever. So I go make my bed early. Obviously, I'm not getting in it. I'm coming back down and hang out with the guys, watch a movie, play video games, whatever we're doing to chill for the night. But I want the bed made, so all I got to do is go up there, be as quiet as possible, and get in it. My rookie station, again, back to that, we had metal folding chairs
not working
beside the bed, and where we laid our pants and stuff to get ready. And there's nothing louder in the world than a belt buckle when you take your britches off and lay them on that chair. Then that belt buckle hitting that metal chair.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it sounds like the Liberty Bell going off.
How'd it go? Y'all got that?
There's your cut right there.
I don't know what kind of belt buckles you have. But
well, we have, rectangle shaped metal belt buckles.
It sounds like a gong,
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Okay.
Unky, y'all are smaller. Y'all, what do you got? 5 on duty a day or what?
Yes. As a smaller fire department, you're the large one of the group. We all know that. We have multiple bases in my areas, and one base early in my career, what we call it, Tent City. It was one giant room, and we have all these in it.
Like Maricopa, Arizona.
You got curtains.
Whatever you can hang between your lockers. Everybody take your lockers and move it. Try to give yourself some privacy. You'll be there with like 2 people in the corner or 1 person here. We did all that. My current station, we have individual bunk rooms. My whole base does. Some of our stations are built instead of those 4 feet walls. We got them they go about 1 foot shy of the ceiling, so it's some breezeway.
I've seen those. Yeah.
So you can still fart, and the next person will smell it. So you got that issue, but you got some kind of privacy. We have a unwritten rule. Our shift changes at 7 a.m. So at 6:45, you don't have to be because of overtime or everything. Your bed doesn't have to be taken up or anything at 6:45. That door has to be open for them to come in and start changing. Yeah. You have to come out at 6:45 so they can come in. So just so they can get in uniform. We had a SOP that you have to make your bed at a reasonable time. That's at a base where it's all open rooms. So you're in there with everybody. SOP was you have to make your bed by a reasonable time and lights out and no visitors after 10 p.m.
Visitors?
Yeah.
Do you have a routine, a nighttime routine, Unky?
Basically, our routine is after dinner, we go ahead and pick up the trash, wipe down everything, sweep, mop, and kind of just clean up our mess from the day so the oncoming shift don't have to clean up. And after that, we're done. And usually, depending on who's working, we're done doing cleanup, dinner and cleanup by 5:20.
Holy moly.
Y'all eat at 5 o'clock?
Yeah, we try to eat at 5 o'clock, but there's two cats that some reason
I'd be starving by 8:30.
the other shift, I'll keep it civil. The other shift, some reason they like 4:50, 4:55. Call it.
No,
I don't know.
Senior dinner.
We at my base has always been between 5 and 5:30. 5:31, dinner's late.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Matt, what kind of routine you got?
We're a smaller department as well. And
I hate y'all so much. I hate all of you.
Only 4 stations, dog. I know it's pretty small.
We're hiring.
We got 17.
I feel like lucky actually enough to when I before I got hired on where I am now, and I was on the ambulance, we had a common room, but we had bathroom stalls. Like, so what you see in a bathroom. So exactly they whatever they used at headquarters, they said, we're just going to put the bathroom stalls. So we had bathroom stalls as just like room dividers, and then just our own individual lockers in between. So that was kind of good to see that. But now that I'm with my current department, I'd say about 20 years ago, they hired a female, and so that changed our department completely. They
hired your first female?
I don't know. I don't think it was the first female. It was just a female, and then they decided
that worked in the fire station.
Yeah.
Right. So things have to change. Right.
Yeah. And I know there's guys that listen to us that work for my department. I don't want to mess it up. Obviously I can't phone a friend here. I don't think it was the first female. But when she kind of changed the landscape of our department, really, threw in a different bathroom so that she could use not, so much of a common bathroom. And then we all have our own individual rooms, but they're not our own individual room. It's a firefighter room, an engineer room, and a captain room. And so I love to say this phrase, and I think I've always been able to throw it into every single podcast, but same circus, different clowns. You guys have those guys that leave their crap all over the engine, whether it's a hat or a clipboard or a jacket, you took off at some point and left it in there. And so we've got this guy, and I'm just gonna call him out. Piles of Patton, we call him, because he leaves piles of stuff everywhere. If he's on an overtime, it's at station 3. There's just crap everywhere, and we take pictures of it. We'll throw it in the freezer in like a emesis basin of water. And freeze it up for him so that he can come up and get his gear, whatever it is, but there's always those guys. Everybody that's watching this can confirm that. We all have those guys that we work with, but it's nice having your own room, each one of our rooms. And I'm curious to see what you guys do, but we don't, what do you call them? Hot sheet or whatever. We have 2 different beds in each room. And so with 3 shifts, there's always a shift off between the 2 that are alternating. So we never have to take our beds down, which is really nice. And so when it came to writing up a schematic, it became a pretty big thing. I think it was for our new fire station. We're looking to hopefully build. I don't know what happened to Nick. I hope he's okay.
Clarissa called.
Somebody check his sugar.
I got the sugars.
People that aren't being able to see what's going on right now, but Nick's camera just went down. He must have got a call. He
answered his phone.
All right, he answered his phone. Okay, good. Anyways, we have 2 beds, and so that makes it real nice. We don't have to take our sheets off, and I basically just all I sleep on is a comforter down, and then I take a big down comforter and I flop it in half, and I just burrito myself in there. That's how I sleep. I know a lot of guys like to put out down their sheets and their baby blanket that they still have when they used to be sucking their thumbs.
Wait. You put a comforter down and lay on it. You lay on a comforter and then cover it.
No, I just put a comforter over the like straight, like nasty mattress.
Right. So you lay on a comforter.
And then I put
you only have one piece of linen.
Yeah. And it's just my duvet. I just have a duvet or like a down comforter, and I split that in half and I sleep in between there.
That's genius.
Thought he was jailhousing it, keep it nice and neat.
Wait a minute.
No. And I say, our mattresses are pretty nice, actually, to be honest with you. I don't know if you guys like sleeping at work, but we sleep on twin beds. You guys have twin beds, I'm assuming.
Yeah, twin XLs, the long, yeah.
Oh, okay, XLs. So
the long, yeah. I mean,
nice.
I don't know, it's like 6 or 8 inches longer. It's not huge, but they're twins, yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of our gig. It's all good. But yeah, we have shift changes 07 as well, Anki. And so, unless you're working overtime the next day, you're pretty much expected to be up and out of there. That way the guy can come in the next morning and get his, because, typically all of our uniform stuff is in that bedroom. So they come in and, get ready to go.
Back to my rookie station. When I told y'all towards the end of my 3 years there, I kind of, we had the lockers were like all strategically like Legoed in there to kind of divide up a private space for the beds, but there was still no privacy. I called our warehouse and I was like, hey, look, have y'all got any kind of cubicle walls that, in storage or anything? They're like, yeah. So I made a couple of calls and got some cubicles there and a couple of old benches, and that put those out by the locker. So I divided the beds up by cubicles. It worked out good. But my previous rookie, Matt, has a white fitted sheet and a white top sheet. That's it. Just a sheet. He's a Marine, and he is I don't want to put my hands on him. If things go bad, I'm not putting my hands on that man. I'm gonna shoot him from the get-go because he is a ball of muscle. He is a stud. But yeah, just a straight white top sheet. That's it. They're probably the ones that gave him, because we issue those out of drill school. We issue sheets and a pillow that's like this thick. It's like a prison pillow.
So you bring that up. So our department supplied us with linens. And so you can get a fitted sheet, a regular sheet, and then a pillowcase. And so in our department, it's changed in the last 3 to 5 years because we've hired so many new guys. But before that, when I got on, and I've only been on for 10 years, but let's just say the first 5 years of my time there, I've had to listen to all the real old guys that hadn't left yet bitch and complain how the older guys, guys that have been longer than me, but we need to get rid of these things. They're just disgusting. And we have washing machines and people wash them and stuff, but I'm just never been a guy to use the communal sheets, just for whatever reasons.
We got issued a set of sheets, pillowcase, and 2 blankets, like a wool blend blanket. They're nice blankets, and for a while I used those. But not the sheets and the pillow.
The department issues that?
Correct.
Oh,
yeah.
And they still do that?
Yes. And trust me, when you retire, they want that shit back. Take it out of my check, bro. I don't know where that shit is.
What do? They rip them up and they become like shop towels or what?
I don't know. I had the blankets for a while. I used those because they were, I don't want to say they weren't wool. They were like a fleece material, but they were kind of a thickish fleece. They were nice blankets. I had them at the house for a while. Yeah. But I obviously since then I've changed. I have a fitted sheet, a top sheet, and I have a weighted blanket at work because I have one at home. I have one in the camper, and I just I was telling somebody about this yesterday. One of my patients actually. We were talking about it was a lift, ended up being a lift assist, put her back in bed, whatever, put her under her blankets and stuff. And I was talking to her and her husband about how when I was a kid, grandma always piled blankets on top of you because grandma never had heat. She didn't turn the heat up in the house, just stacked more quilts that she made on top of you. So it's real heavy. So it took me back to that time when I found out about weighted blankets. And I love mine. I have a twin at work. I have a queen in the RV, and we have a king here on our bed at home. I love mine.
Nice.
I mean, it's
so old.
Yeah, call it what you want, bro. But Matt, you were talking about our mattresses. We replace our mattresses every year or two, a couple of years, whatever. We have decent mattresses. It may not be that often, but we have pretty decent twin size mattresses. And I also put every 6 months or so, I'll buy a new, just a little foam topper.
4 inches.
Nah, mine's not that. It's just a little, like a 1 inch. There is a guy at my station that has one that he leaves it on there. It's a humongous one, but yeah, every 6 months or so, I'll replace that just for a little extra comfort. But I sleep better at work than I do at home. When I get to sleep at work, I sleep better at home or at work, excuse me.
Same here. So, I mean, y'all got like boring covers. I mean, like if people I see in my department, everybody's like got Paw Patrol, everybody's a kid again.
Yeah, and mine are all gray, like they're just flat gray. I know we've got some guys, like a buddy of mine texted me the other day, a guy he works with at his station forgot his linens at home. He was like, hey man, when y'all go to the store, because they go to Walmart, because that's the closest shopping center to them. Hey, pick me up some linens. I left my linens at home. So he buys him like some damn Transformers or just some off the wall shit. It was funny.
Y'all know it. Probably everybody. Well, not you two guys. Probably y'all got in the game late. But like probably me and Nick and Freddie, we probably took our high school sheets, our kid sheets, with us to the firehouse and moved them to the firehouse and got adult ones at home. Mine is I got 4-inch memory foam. Plain fitted sheet, the flat sheet. I got 5 pillows, body pillow,
5 pillows,
and I got it's a thin comforter.
How big is the bed, Unky?
It's a twin size bed, buddy.
Oh my god!
I'm propped up, man. I am propped up, man. I got a TV at my feet, and my top cover is y'all probably seen it already. The unicorns.
Hey, do you have your own bed, or do you share that bed with someone else?
I'm actually the only one that has a roommate besides the captain in my station.
So you have to take all that crap off every day.
Oh yeah, it's not a big deal.
Where in the hell do you put 5 pillows and a body pillow?
Well, the 5 pillows they got
not just on the bed, in your locker.
I got a giant Tupperware, the big one. We had very wide lockers, and I did buy one of those. I stack them up, and the memory. I just fold memory foam, fold it up in 3 parts, and stack it on top. Wow. Yeah. It's cramped. It's cramped in there, bud.
Man,
I am comfortable. The thing is, sometimes I'm there for 24 hours. Sometimes I'm there for 72 hours.
Yeah.
So,
God, 72.
I'm there for 24, 48, or 72 hours. So I'm set up. When I set up nice, man. I used to make fun of a guy that used to have a lot of pillows. He's like, "You'll get a lot of pillows."
What's the longest you guys have been at work? Working just shift work, not like on a special assignment, but working shift work 24 hours in the firehouse.
120 hours, 5 days, mandatory.
Jesus.
All for 1 day, back for 3 more. Then you get to go on your Kelly Day break. That was probably about 2018, 2019, where we didn't have a limit. So technically, they could keep us there for the whole pay period, but they were nice enough to let us go home after 120 hours.
Yeah.
We went home for 24 hours. So me physically at home is 20 hours. I got an hour drive home.
Yeah.
And then I get up early to make sure I'm in work. So I'm already only physically at home for 20 hours. Then I go back for another 3 days. And then it would be my 3-day break. And then start all over again.
How much of it is just like Groundhog Day? I got up for that 8th day and I'm just like, I'm just like doing circles. I'm like, okay, 8 to 8, let's go. But as you're going, you just set like new benchmarks for yourself. You know, you're just like, okay, 6 out of 6, tomorrow 7. Okay, no problem. I can do it. Anybody can do this for, 3 more days. And then it's the last day and you're seeing cross-eyed. You're like, okay, I'm fine. Depending on how many times you get up at night.
We're only allowed to do 60 hours.
60 hours.
Yep.
Yeah, we're on
anything above 60 has to be approved by the battalion chief, and it never gets approved.
Oh, really? We have one guy who's been there. I don't know what his record is, but it's somewhere around 20 days.
Wow.
Straight. Straight. Wow. I don't know how many hours you guys are working overtime, but I mean, he was close to 2,000 hours.
We had a guy that I can't remember how long he did. I want to say it was either 2 weeks or up to 30 days. His last year at work, he moved his family back to New York. So he would do trade times with everybody, and he would be there for 2-3 weeks straight and be gone 2-3 weeks straight.
That makes sense.
They caught on to it. And they're like, you're altering your work schedule, and they canceled it all. So, but everybody was like, it works out. It's not messing up the overtime rotation. This guy's home is in New York.
Yeah.
So by him not being, has to go home every other day, it's kind of costing him money, and it's not really messing up anything.
Yeah. The county guys do that a lot, where they'll have stations and they'll have stations of guys that live out of state. And so they have ABC shift just like we do, but they'll work 8 days in a row, and then they'll have off like 16 days, and they'll fly home to Tennessee. There's people that live in Seattle, Washington. There's people that live in Texas. But it's a little bit easier for them. They work a 48-96 schedule. So on 2 days off 4. And so they can easily take those 2 days off and get like 10 off in a row, but they'll do even more than that. They'll work basically their 48 and then their next 4 and then their next 48, and then they'll have that other whole time off. But whole houses that are just in cahoots on that stuff. We had a guy living 3 hours away, so he started doing that with another firefighter. And just with smaller departments, I don't know how you guys see it, but it just makes it tough, because when you're at work, you're not a captive audience to get forced when you're at work for 8 days in a row. And then when you're home and you're 3 hours away, you're not coming in for a sick overtime. Somebody calls in sick tomorrow, they ain't going to drive in for 24 hours. You know what I mean? So it makes it difficult with only 36 on the floor.
We have a guy that lives right outside my base in Southern Virginia. He works in the DC district. So he'll drive, because they do 48 hours on, 72 off, guaranteed flat. So he'll drive from Southern Hampton Roads all the way to DC, do his time, come back. Then my buddy, he's a captain over at Fort Lee. He lives in Rocky Mountain, North Carolina. So Rocky Mountain to basically Petersburg, Virginia, it's a hike, but not for him. I mean, he don't mind it.
No.
He drives.
Hey, Nick, what kind of linens you got, buddy? Tell us what you sleep on at night.
I've got my
SpongeBob SquarePants.
No.
Dano's.
Dora.
If they had blankets, I'd buy it.
Tell Dano to make some sheets.
There you go.
Scented
First
sheets.
responder sheets. That would be killer.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've got
They smell like original, like OG.
I've got like an oversized comforter. I've got 2 pillows. I've got a really firm pillow that I put on like my left side and put it right, like going like horizontal. And then I have like a soft pillow where I lay my head. So I kind of got something to like rest up against.
He's fucking knife handing like a Marine drill instructor.
He's like Edward Scissorhands,
Yeah.
But no, I don't have nothing bougie or nothing like that. A lot of them old timers like Doug over here have that nice memory foam they put on top of their mattress because their back hurts from carrying the weight of the fire department or the whole truck company. Because back in their day, they had to feed the horses early in the morning.
I hate you.
That's such a big department.
Yeah,
too.
Huge.
I hate you all.
Oh, I thought you were going to go the route of paramedics carry the fire department nowadays. With their healing hands.
Yes, they do. Hey, Knob Creek 12 tonight, boys.
Wow. Bougie. Talk about bougie.
It's not bougie.
Poquito.
Hey, un poquito.
Going back into routine.
It is delicious, though. It's 12-year-old 100 proof, and it's phenomenal.
Dang.
And it's almost gone. Yikes. That'll be gone.
Unky, if you don't take that recommendation to make like scratch and sniff first responder sheets, that smell like your seasonings?
They sell a bacon scented pillow sheet out there.
You need to screen print your logo on sheets and blankets or whatever. Do it.
All right. I'm in. You in, Unc?
I'm in.
He's like, I got enough work to do with seasonings. You guys can do it.
All right. Another thing on etiquette, while we're talking about etiquette, because we got way off track there. Lights. Some people use their, like when I used to wear a G-Shock before I got my Apple Watch, which I might as well just get rid of because I hate it. I could just tap the button and light the face up and it was perfect. But now everybody's got that, right? Which is fine, but don't be doing all this with it. You know what I mean? If you're going to turn it on, point it at the ground or kind of cover it up some, do what you got to do, man. Don't be shining shit all around. All right. And when you get to your bunk, get in your bunk. Old people like me, Nick, Unky relates to this. We get up to pee at least twice a night. I do. Because one, I drink way too much at work because I'm trying to stay hydrated. Yeah, right. Water. Because I'm trying to stay hydrated in case, whatever. So it's kind of a catch-22 for us because you want to stay hydrated, especially in the summer. But then you're pounding water all day. Like, oh my God, I got to pee all night. So it's whatever. But anyway, old people like me get up to pee at least twice a night.
Yeah, diuretics.
I don't take a diuretic, but still, when you get up to pee at night, there's a little bit of glow in the room. You don't need a flashlight to go to the bathroom. Now, I don't, because I know I come out of my bed and I walk straight to the door. It's easy. But the door, catch the door. Like when you open the door, hold the door and soft close it. Like, don't just let it close, man. Granted, we have the little arms that they soft close and we've got, like foam trim in the door frame, but still, the guy that sleeps closest to the door is going to hear that. So just be gentle with it. And you know what I mean?
And the doors they took the little latch that locks it when it hits the strike plate.
Yeah.
They took that off. So when it closes, just all you gotta do is push it and open, push and close, push and close.
Correct.
They took it so you don't hear that latch.
Every door in all of our stations from inside to the bay don't have a latch on them. You just push for that reason, for quick ease of access. But yes, what I'm saying is you ease that door closed. Don't just let that door close by itself.
Is there etiquette when the squad goes out for EMS call? Obviously, you're trying to hurry up and get dressed and hit the en route button on a computer so you don't get dinged for wire.
Got to get them out of shoot times.
Yeah, right. It is what it is. But is there etiquette coming back in?
Yeah. Granted, most of my stations have a separate medic bunk room, so they don't really bother anybody. But at my current house, the engine and truck sleep in the same bunk room, and if the engine's running a call, the truck hears that call. When we come back from that call, we need to be respectful of that. We need to soft close that door. We need to be as quiet and as
just
light.
Like you come back from the bathroom.
Yeah, absolutely. It's no different. Like, just don't. Those guys are. If you do the truck roll, you just roll over. Whatever.
So the loudest thing, in my opinion, is for some reason, is when you're taking off your breeches, your pants. When your pants hit the ground, because you got the belt, you've got coins, keys in your pocket, your cell phone, your pocket knife, and you just.
Told you, Matt.
I always try to when I get into bed and I just kind of one leg out, just kind of softly put it on the floor. The boots, I carefully kick them off.
Now, Matt was talking about our belt buckles. I don't know what kind of equipment y'all have. I know some departments have the no buckle. It's just a solid piece of leather with a little hook. You know what I mean?
Right. I prefer that. I've got one of those.
I prefer that because it's a nice clean look. But regardless, when I take my pants off now with that big ass buckle, I grasp the entire buckle in the palm of my hand, because not just the buckle, but the part where it attaches has a metal piece, so they'll beat together. And I kind of just clasp it and lay them down gently for that reason. Yeah. Again, there's nothing louder than that damn belt buckle even with the fans going, it's so freaking loud.
So, but it's funny. Go ahead. No, you go. So the thing about the flashlight, a little trick I've learned is I would take that light, instead of shining it all through the bunker room like you're Indiana Jones walking through the cave, I would put it on a shelf in my locker upside down, so the light would illuminate off the wood and just kind of give you a soft glow. So, because I don't need much light, I just need a little bit to help me get into bed and know I'm going to put my stuff so I don't knock anything over.
Apple don't have a damn red lens on this thing.
No. So
Whatever.
at two of our 4 stations, our captain's rooms are right above the garage or the app bay. And Doug, I know we talked about this in the cancer episode, but you guys said that you don't have Plimo vents.
Yeah.
And when our ambulances leave without the engine, and those poor captains, because they take it, because that thing it's just all it is a rail.
Yeah.
And you hear the because it takes the pressure out of the system, and that thing goes and they're already awake because the app bay doors are opening and everything else. So those things are loud. But one other thing I thought about when you guys are talking about doors slamming, do you guys use headbeds on your backboards to secure a patient down? Anyways, a county firefighter came up with this a long time ago. It's just basically a foam pad about, 10 inches long by 2 inches wide. And it's a piece of foam, and it goes down, and it has adhesive on the bottom. So it adheses. It houses. So
Sticks to
Sticks to
the backboard. And then we have these little contraptions that go to the side of the head, and then with a piece of Velcro goes across the head. Anyways, we cut a little strip out of it because the adhesive is on the back there, and we stick it in the door jamb.
Yeah.
And so when the door comes, instead of slamming, it hits that nice piece of foam.
Yeah, we've got some like little felt, like it's useless.
I'll send you a headbed.
Foam. Yeah, foam I could understand. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll send you a headbed. You cut that into a little sliver, stick that sucker on there, and peaceful door slams. I
also have 2 exit doors on my bunk room. We have one that goes out to the locker room and the bathrooms. And then we have one that goes out to the pole hole to go down to the apparatus bay because we're on the 2nd floor.
Yeah.
That door is loud as shit when it closes, but we don't care because you've already woken up because the alarm went off.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Good stuff. Nick.
So I feel like we've just kind of like broadened the whole what is it? What are we talking about? Not convenience, but I don't know what I'm talking about. But
no, but this is another topic that kind of going along with what I talked about last week is the general public has no idea what happens at nighttime at the fire station. Some people think we stay up all night. Some people think we sleep all night. So I mean, anytime we can educate the public about what actually happens after hours, after supper, I'm down with that. That's good.
Let me tell you what's awful.
Let me tell you what's awful.
In the bunk room that you can't control.
Farts.
Deviled egg night, chili night.
Collard greens.
That's an or cabbage.
Hibachi.
Cabbage is delicious going down, but you're going to pay for it.
I'm going to give you the best pro tip in the world right here.
Go ahead.
Dryer sheets on the backside of the fans. It's going to stick to it because it's drawing air.
Right.
And it's just blowing Bounty or whatever Gain, whatever brand it is.
But see, the thing about it is you got all these fans
pulling air through that dryer sheet.
Circulating, and you got all this just toxic methane. And you can just smell it.
The fottenest son of a bitch in our department. I love him. Boo-boo. Jimmy Henderson taught me that trick. Love him to death.
The dryer sheets will keep the mice away.
Hey, it draws air right through it, and it blows all that good smelling air. Just, hey, there you go. You're welcome.
You ever have mice in your engine compartment, your vehicles?
No.
Oh.
No.
That means you don't run enough.
We don't have earthquakes.
Means you don't run enough.
I'm not talking about your engine. I'm talking about your regular vehicle.
No, means you don't move enough. What's wrong with you?
You ever have homeless people sleep on your front apron?
I tell you what, I had ants one time.
You used to have shootouts on a front apron.
Yeah, we've had heroin patients dumped in the back parking lot.
You gotta get Freddie in here. He works on 8 Mile.
Okay. We're off the rails.
My volunteer station, we watched the guy overdose, fall over.
Free world, 313.
The officer would shut the bay door. He goes, "We gotta wait for the cops." Let me just look through the people, the bay door.
Wow.
Any of you old guys use CPAP?
Not yet.
No,
I need.
we,
I think I
answer's
need to
no.
get one on key.
All right. So you talk about farting in the rooms.
I think I need one.
CPAP will pick up a fart on the other side of the room in a heartbeat. So just remember that when you walk through somebody's room and that person just put their CPAP on, or you just keep on going.
Dude, if we had just like a common room and there was somebody on a CPAP, I'd walk over there and fart right in his intake.
You don't have to be close. You do not have to be close. You gotta be like maybe 4 feet away. Because I have a CPAP and my dog will sleep beside me, and because of the fart, Doug knows. Because of the fart, I know what dog's beside me.
Yeah, it's a thing. It is. It's a true story.
Picks up real
True
fast.
story. True story.
Well, it's definitely fitting that Nicholas, you came up with this topic. We completely went off the rails
as he sits in his bunk room.
Inspirations everywhere.
Yeah.
When you're in private bunk room, etiquette really don't matter. You pretty much do whatever you want. You can sleep. Now we do have guys in the open bunk room that just go and tell you. I'm going to tell you right now. They tell you up front, I sleep nude. No. So if you walk by my bed, my lights are off. But if in the morning when the lights come on, if you look this way, you're gonna catch a ball.
It's two things. You can't sleep naked. You can't sleep fully clothed.
Why?
Anything in between.
Why?
We're not doing that, cuz. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. We're not in recruit school no more. We don't have to shower together and shit. Just you got 3 folks piled up in a shower. Just throw a bar of soap in the middle and work it out. Like we're not doing that.
That's Tuesday night, baby.
So this morning, I walked in and I was grabbing my towel and stuff because I shower in the mornings because I get ready here like you do, Doug. Yeah. And I walked in. Well, the BC was in the women's bathroom with the door locked. I was like, okay. So I said I'll go to the other one. I walk in there and the other guy's in there. Now he was a combat medic, 20 years. So he don't care. He's like, you gonna have a problem if I shower in here with you? I'm like, no, not really. He's like, cool.
Just doing the Ball Johnson dance.
He's just like no. All I said was nice scars.
Ball was going one way, Johnson going the other.
Very polite. Nice scars. Very polite.
Yeah, I mean,
I ain't touching that with the 10-foot.
Oh God, so. Nick, please give us a recipe so we can get the hell out of here. Is it Nick's recipe? I don't even know.
Nick's checking his TikTok.
No, my old lady was texting me.
I just text your old lady, told her to leave you the hell alone. We're recording.
Let's do the cheesy Italian sausage spinach pasta.
Cheesy Italian sausage spinach pasta. I'm listening.
1 pound of Italian sausage, mild, sweet, hot, whatever. Brown it. Then you're gonna put in an onion. Some garlic. This is 1 pan or 1 pot, 1 vessel. Your onions, your garlic.
1 vessel.
You brown it. Throw in some sun-dried tomatoes. Get it going. Then you're going to add 4 cups chicken broth, 1 pint of heavy cream. If you don't have heavy cream, you can substitute whatever you want. Then you're going to add your noodles, and you're going to add your spinach. And you're just going to let the noodles cook till they're done. Let your spinach is going to cook down to basically nothing. Once that's all done, that's going to come together real nice. It's going to be nice thick.
Real nice.
Top it with some Parmesan cheese, some mozzarella. Get it all melty. Let it rest for a minute. Boom.
Hogs to the trough.
Hogs to the trough. Chow's on. That's right.
Hey, that sounds awesome. What kind of pasta are you using? Any?
Penne.
How about cheese tortellinis? Huh?
You can't.
Would that work?
But I don't know, man. Penne is 89 cents a box. Food line.
Shoot!
We're cheap.
Hey,
I can make it in less than an hour.
After we get off here, I'm going to send you guys all every single cardiac rehab lecture that I have that I get on Tuesdays. You guys.
No.
Cholesterol.
My dad told the cardiac doctor, he said, you need triple bypass. You need to shut up.
I had to talk to my doctor today.
All right.
Uncle Unc, you got a rookie tip? You got next week, right?
Oh, yeah. So, I haven't put much thought into it, but yeah, we're going to talk about leadership what your role as a leader is, or whatever position you hold in your fire department. You may be a leader and you not even know it. So we're just kind of going to talk about that. I don't have no true real tip.
Love it. Very good.
I'm down with it. Nick,
Shift
pay attention.
change.
I am. My ladies text me.
All right. See you next week.
Somebody sign us off.
Shift change. Let's go.
That's you, Nick.
Get in, get out.
We gone.